Incredible out here without the fences, just a million miles of nothing.
It's easy to imagine that time here in the remote southeast corner of the province.
What an empty nothing. This landscape is full of wildlife.
The land is punctuated by fences, barely noticeable to most inhabitants, but for the pronghorn antelope, fences can be trouble.
You see them out in the prairie, they're so agile looking, but they don't jump, and so it can be a real barrier to migration for them. It can cause some issues with predators, things like that.
But pronghorn can crawl under a fence. So TJ Schwanke from Alberta Fish and Game Association started a project to replace the lower strand of barbed wire with a smooth wire and raise it 18 inches off the ground, perfect for crawling.
Pronghorn are at the very northern edge of the range in Alberta, and a bad winter can really hurt them. So having that easier, migration corridors and things like that becomes key, because sometimes they need to get out of Dodge in a hurry when the weather gets bad.
The project improves about 50 kilometers of fence line a year at a cost of $350,000 over the past 4 years. The money comes from hunting licenses, a contribution that improves the chances for pronghorn survival.
I guess what appealed to me was the pain and suffering angle, like the infections that an antelope gets. So this is sort of an unintended consequence of fencing.
The project is run by hunters, but among the volunteers is an artist collective exploring the nature of boundaries. Artists and hunters may seem like strange partners, but the fencing project has fostered a deep respect between the communities.
In some ways, it's actually a very passive activity for the number of hours they spend out here, as you say. I mean, they're observing, they're watching, they do have a very good sense of what happens here over the long term.
The work is nearly invisible, the effects more subtle than dramatic, but for the pronghorn, it adds up to more freedom. Bill McFarland, CTV News, Foremost.